or the study.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think that's what they aim, because I'm not a member yet at that time. Yeah, because I think that's what they aim. They want to create a more open and not central, because we have the name center, right? That's why they don't want Kunci don't want to use center anymore in the inside the name of Kunci. It's become more like a study forum, so everyone can come here, everyone can talk like this, exchange knowledge, or maybe create event, or maybe just hang out, cooking, or yeah, watch TV while we talk about things that we are interested into. So that's why when we talk about Kunci's member, maybe there is official member who are working for Kunci, but actually Kunci's member is more bigger than that 11 number, because everyone who are our friends are can coming in and out like freely if we know them. Also, we have trust
No
them.
condition to enter.
Yeah, to just
Anyone
hang
can.
out or read book in the library or work, to do things like that. Yeah, it's open like that. And yeah, the other thing is also connected to the School of Improper Education, because uh, I think at that time Kunci's member are, what can you call it, agree together to they have the same interest in looking at uh, looking at how people learn,
Looking at.
how people learn study,
Okay.
learn together, and we also feel there's so many problem about the current educational system that's create not create I think create more problem than the benefit too, because when one example is like how now the educational system is so linear, so people are maybe learning social subjects, and other than them learning science, what can you call it, like chemistry or physics, other than them are learning social subject. And it's very linear. People who are interested in social subject in university will also do social majors, and the one interested in science will do science majors, things like that. And it never really they never really have the chance to do cross studies maybe. And it will then create another linearity in working, like the real world, the working phase of people, and it create like gap between people that not what doesn't have a space for interdisciplinary studies, something like that. And we at that time also realized that the educational system doesn't recognize physical activity like farming, or maybe building house, or maybe things like plumbing as a knowledge in school. But it's actually also a work. Actually, we feel that it's actually also work. It's actually also knowledge. It's actually what makes people can survive daily. It's the same thing. But the problem is not everyone also have the same access to education, right?
Yeah.
There's also that kind of gap in the pre phase of education, in the current phase, and the post phase, that create society with classes. But what we realize is everyone is actually working, everyone actually have the same knowledge. Why couldn't the physical knowledge or the physical work uh, doesn't have the same position, or doesn't have the same benefit with people who who are studying maybe almost the same thing at school, something like that. So that's why we in maybe one of the explanation about School of Improper Education is we try to reverse how we study, because at school people students usually get all the subjects from school. You need to study this, you need to study that.
Yes. And it's already decided.
It's already
by
decided,
somebody.
yeah, the curriculum already decided. But in School of Improper Education, people come, everyone is student, no teacher. Everyone is studying together, and they choose what they want to learn at first. We map what we want to learn at first, whether it is cooking, whether it is still related to books, still related to writing, after we choose, we map what we want to learn. What Kunci try to do is proposing methods of learning.
Mentor.
Methods.
Method.
Methods, yeah. Yeah. Methods of learning, like so far School of Improper Education has started since 2016, and there's already 2, what can you call it, angkatan. Let me check on Google Translate.
Okay. While that I'm translating.
Yeah.
スコラソラ、この学校プログラムは2016年から始まりましたと。新しい取り組みを始めて、クンチーのなんつうんですか、取り組みをブラッシュアップするっていうもので、エスノグラフィーのワークショップを行ったりする手法でやっています。で、なんか誰かが中心になってやるとかじゃなくて、みんな誰でも来れるし、どんな人でもここに来て学ぶことができる。おしゃべりをしたり、フラフラしたり、フラフラとか街歩きをしたりしながら、イベントを作ったりするのがこの学校です。で、ここの学校プログラムみたいのを始めるときに、クンチーのメンバーは、人々がどうやったら一緒に学ぶことができるかっていうところを大事にしようっていうことで合意してこの、場所を始めました。っていうのも、普通の学校制度だとある程度行くと文系と理系に分かれて、そのお互いの行き来がないでしょと。で、そうで、お互いの行き来もないし、フィジカルナレッジ、その身体的な知識、何のことかっていうと、その農業とか料理とか大工さんとか、そういう体を使った知識についても学校じゃ学ばないと。でカリキュラムにも、落とし込まれていないと。でもそういう知識が人が生きるためには必要な知識である。だからそういうところに注目して、やっているんだと。でこのプログラム自体はリバースハウトゥースタディだからなんか学び方を見直す、繰り返すみたいな意味合いを持っています。そういう行動は。で誰もが生徒でも先生でもなくて、自分たちの興味があるところ、疑問に思うところ、やりたいと思うところ、例えば料理とか本について勉強するとか、ものを書くとか、そういうところを何にするかっていうことを話し合って決めて、で私たちはそれに対する学習のメソッドを提供するっていうか、なんかサポートするみたいのがこの学校プログラムだそうです。はい。
Thank you. Yeah. So, so there's 2 generation of student, maybe 2 open call. Okay, let's say that like that. For School of Improper Education, there are since 2016 so far there are 2 open call. So it's an open call program. Everyone can join and it's free. everyone can study together, whether they are university student, they are worker, they are so there's actually a university student, there's actually maybe like entrepreneur who have a coffee shop. There's also another friend they are from our network, like Life Patch members are also, some of them are also joining the School of Improper Education, and then we map together what we want to learn. And then there are methods that are proposed. It is the first method is from it's called I forgot the terminology, but it is related to something that we call no student, no teacher. No student, no teacher. So the first phase is using that method. The member of School of Improper Education try to learn sign language with that method, without teacher, without student. Try to learn sign language and
Try to learn what?
sign
Sign.
language. Yeah. For
the people who can't see
who can hear, the sign
who
language.
can see.
Try to learn sign language using that. And then the second method is turba.
What turba?
Turba is like so turba is actually a terminology that are created by one of art and politic organization from the around 1940s, I think, until 1960s. They are active from 1940s, from 1960s. It's what can I call it in English? Turba is an abbreviation from turun ke bawah. Turun ke bawah means you have to, like, maybe in research method it's more like it's close to live in a village and trying to get close to the people there, something like that. So not only become, when you do research or you want to write something about maybe, for example, traditional knowledge, you're not only seeing it from afar, but you have to live it.
When you study or when you want to learn, you go to the place it happened, or just listen their story, or by yourself.
And also live there, get to really
like
know the people.
Anthropology.
Close to thing.
Fieldwork.
But this organization from the 1940s, who are maybe related, but not so related to the Communist Party of Indonesia. The organization name is Lekra. They call them, it's also an abbreviation from Lembaga Kebudayaan Rakyat. They call this method as turba, turun ke bawah. So you go down, you as intellectual, you don't only see the people as object of your studies from above, but you have to go down, you live with them, you do what they do. And then that's how you can like then to retell their stories through art, or maybe through writing or anything.
Can I ask, the first method, you talk with sign, you said?
Yeah, the things that we chose to study is sign language, with no teacher, no student, so everyone is the same, everyone is learning, no hierarchy.
It's kind of the door to this school philosophy.
Yeah.
No, I mean, why you start to use sign to?
That's that thing I don't really know, because this is a story that I hear from other member, because I haven't joined it. Because maybe it's just my assumption. It's maybe the subject that are maybe strategic to be learned, but without no teacher, no student. Maybe strategic as in challenging, but also still doable,
and
maybe, because there's because there's a guidebook for us to read, how then we can use the sign language from people.
I see. So it means now the people who join this school use sign.
At that time, only at that
Only at
only
that
at that
time.
time,
At
only
that
at that
time
method.
beginning.
Yeah, at the beginning.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah, as a tryout, only as a tryout, as an experiment.
Okay.
As experiment.
ちょっとお待ちください。
Yeah.
この学校は誰でも入れて無料でどんなポジションであっても学生であろうとも労働者であろうとも他のアートコレクティブのメンバーであろうとも参加できます。この学校での対応しているメソッドは2つあって1つはノースチューデント、ノーティーチャー。誰もが先生、先生とも生徒も関係ないよ、みんな平等なポジションだよ。それをこう体現するために最初にやったのが手話を使って全員が手話を一緒に学ぶということをしました。手話の話し方を知っている人が誰もいなかったので本を読みながらそれを勉強してなんつうんですか、誰も教えないし誰も教えを請わないのを体現しましたと。で2つ目のメソッドがトゥルンカタワって言ってゴーダウンっていうふうに彼は言ってましたけど、そのある知識を得る時にちょっと離れたところからその知識を得るんじゃなくて自分でその場で生活してその場に入っていって、そのトラディシュ伝統的な知識だとか、そういうものを学びましょうというメソッドがあります。でこれはちょっと後でもう一回よく聞かないと分かんないですけど、なんか1990年代の多分活動が何らかの影響を持っていて、共産主義とかそういうところの人類学っていうよりはそういうところの考え方を引き継いでいるみたいなこと言った気がするけど、ちょっとここはよう分かりません。なんかあります？もうあと20分しかなくなっちゃった。
コレクティブが世界で注目を集めていますが、それについてどう思いますか？
Now, new question. Now, many people want to know the art collective in Indonesia, like なんだっけ、ドキュメンタcommittee was chosen Luan Lupa as a curator, and then also many artists in the world, especially Japan or European, American artists, really attracted by Indonesian art collective, right? How do you think in that kind of stream and situation?
Oh yeah, that's the question.
Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. That's also because Kunci is also part of a network called Arts Collaboratory. That's why, one of our member is because Arts Collaboratory is also Ruang Rupa is also there, right? So that's how maybe I don't really know the details, but that's how maybe all organization member in Arts Collaboratory are also involved in Documenta, and one of them is Kunci. One of our member is Dina. Dina is also working for Arts Collaboratory. She is part of one of the division called Yala, so it deals more or less about the logistical side or maybe administrative side of Arts Collaboratory. And she also now currently in Kassel for Documenta 15. And there's also from what I know, a lot of people from Indonesia who are coming to Documenta are mostly them, they are connected to, or maybe not only Indonesia, it's like Southeast Asia. There's a school, I think it's in Ruang Rupa, it's called Good School. Yeah, the Good School collective, the Good School, they have the school of collective too. They also have a school for collective. and it involves people from or organization from Southeast Asia, I think. Yeah, Southeast Asia, and they try to push all of their school member to
go to
go to
Kasem.
Documenta.
Mm,
Yeah, like one of our friend, they actually part of MES 56, MES 56, part of MES 56, but they have like a smaller collective called Tonjo. Called Tonjo. So Tonjo is a member of Good School collective school, Good School collective school, and I think they just came
Yeah, maybe
from.
yesterday
I think
we
you've met
yeah.
Eris, Yaya. They also went there. They just arrived. I think maybe like 5 days ago. And yeah, that's how they get involved. But yeah, that they get the invitation and try to do crowdfund together and try to use a lot of effort to have to have the fun to go there and create daily activities there, like just like how their collective articulation, they usually try to engage daily activity as their artwork. As their artwork, just creating situation where you can watch movie together or drawing together and then make exhibition spontaneously there together, things like that. Yeah, that's what I know, how the channels maybe built for people, at least that people that at least I know from Indonesia can go to Documenta 15.
Yeah, that means many people are interested in art collective in Indonesia, right? How do you
Yeah, I
think?
think
Or how do you think that kind of situation? Many people are interested in Indonesian collectives.
uh-huh. Okay. So you're saying about so you are confirming that a lot of people are
Yeah, lot of
involved and interested. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
If we're saying another organization like
no.
yeah.
What I want to ask, sorry. Many people are interested in Indonesian art collectives, and then that makes that makes changing for you or your Indonesian collective networks or something like that.
If we're talking about changes, I don't really know, because the way I interact with art collective is still not that long. Only like have I'm very new and to be engaged in the art collective, so-called art collective, or maybe like general collective, because I mostly engage in music collective, which is even though they are connected to art, but sometimes it's not really connected to the real art collective, like maybe Kunci or maybe MES. So to say, so to say, if there's a change, maybe yes, because
So, your car is here,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I told him to wait.
Thank you so
oh, okay,
much.
yeah. So change. Let me
If
think.
it's okay, if no, you don't
Yeah,
see
yeah,
any
yeah,
changes.
yeah.
It's okay.
If the change, maybe there's a change when just like what you say, because for this year Ruang Rupa is become like the decision maker position, have the decision maker position there. So that's why there's a lot of Indonesia Indonesia terminology that are being used in the event, like lumbung, how you can
Nongkrong.
nongkrong, lumbung, at least that one, or majlis,
Yeah.
majlis akbar. That's how you change meeting. Let's make gathering or meeting. We don't use that anymore in Documenta, but instead we use majlis, like mini majlis is for the small meeting of only small number of organization, but Majelis Akbar is for everyone who are involved in Documenta, and it is usually being used by government in Indonesia, maybe mostly used by governmental organization in Indonesia, that technology, but we use it there and then create the Majelis situation as nongkrong, which is maybe felt more informal. Yeah, nongkrong is because I think not a long time ago there's an article in New York, New York Post, I think. New York Post, there's an article that define nongkrong as sitting and doing nothing, but it become changed, like when nongkrong is being used there. Yeah, it's a creative space. You actually gather and you talk to each other, and maybe change the mindset. That's when we just chill, we just hang out, and it is being stamped as something not productive. But when we put that word in that situation, we can see hanging out as something productive too, because there's always like exchange of knowledge, there's always exchange of love, or exchange of happiness is which is important, that and we want to, maybe what I can read from that situation is they want to make this situation, the exchanging of happiness, as something productive too, in maybe at least in big art gathering like Documenta. And also maybe there's nongkrong, and also lumbung itself, how you can maybe change the mindset, because there's a same system that are being used in Arts Collaboratory. It's called the collective pot, because every member of the Arts Collaboratory can access the collective pot. So the collective pot is when, I think, from what I know, is when Arts Collaboratory are being formed, they receive a funding, and the funding is not like directly from the start distributed directly to each organization, but it is being distributed first to the collective pot, and then the organization member talk about that the fund, and also discuss how many will do they need, how many will do, how much do they need, how much do they will use for a year or 2 year maybe. And that's how they want to create even distribution of resource more proportional to each organization, because it's being talked and it is being talked by each other, so there are no hierarchy again from funders to organization. It's not from above to down, not top down, but it's not also bottom up, but it's horizontal at least, and proportional. And that's what from what I know, that's what also being implemented in Lumbung. So there's a Lumbung for collective pot to talk about distribution of resource. There's also a Lumbung space where people can, I think they use it for the online hanging out website. They also try to create this social media platform, but it's only from them, so it's not using Facebook or Instagram anymore, but it's your own social media, so it's decentralized. There are no more higher power in there, and it's also a safe space, so you can share anything you need, you want there. And yeah, I think the biggest change that I feel, maybe it's how this terminology could
how this
terminology words terminology terminology
terminology.
Terminology could maybe change mindset of in an international event, in an international meetings. That's what I think.
Okay.
That's why maybe it's also become more friendly to people who are new to this thing called Documenta, I think. And that's because one of the Indonesia's biggest art organization are become the decision maker, and also they know what they do, they know what to do, they know who to invite from Indonesia to enlarge that vision of decolonization or de-westernization of this event.
Okay.
Yeah, at least that what I know and what I talk about the current Documenta situation.
状況についてはあんまりこう自分はアートど真ん中じゃなくてミュージックに片方突っ込んでるからあんまりよくわかんないけど、まあ変わりそうなことはそのルンブンとかノンクロンっていう言葉の捉え方が変わって人々の心が変わるんじゃないかということを言ってました。例えばもっとこうなんつうんですか、ルンブンってこう上も下もなくてみんな平等で自分でこう入れて引き出すみたいな米蔵じゃないですか。そういうものからフレンドリーになったりしていくんじゃないか。でそれってこう西洋的な価値観とか植民地帝国主義とかとは全く異なるものだから人々のマインドセットが変わっていくんじゃないかっていうようなことを言ってました。でまあここら辺はやっぱりなんかこうアートコレクティブ連盟みたいのが多分あってそこにこうくんちのメンバーもメス56のメンバーも入ってるからそういう人たちがこうカッセルに連れて行かれてじゃないカッセルに行って帰ってきてるっていうのが現状ですみたいなことを言ってました多分。
はい。
この、くんちのコレクティブだと思うんですが、ここの特徴っていうのは何かありますか
？Can you describe the character of Kunchi?
We actually have just have this sentence to describe us not a long time ago because we have a discussion, a reflection to it for each other. We as member of Kunci and we can describe us and as slow and soft.
Slow and soft. へえ。なんか最近リフレクションがあってこう自分たちの価値を見出したことがあるので言えます。スロー&ソフトだそうです。
Yeah, because we don't often move so fast. We don't often move so fast. A lot of time are mostly being used not to very regularly making. We love to do publication, but it doesn't have to be fast. That's why maybe it's also connected to the name forum itself because we spend more time to talk about what we want to produce first than being very fast on publishing or putting out statement or something like that. We spend more time to really think about it or talk about it, and maybe that's how we can when we put out something like publication, it somehow can grasp or gather more people to be engaged with that publication. That's one of the reflection, slow and soft.
That's nice.
Or slow and tender. We still talking about it.
そうか。そのいっぱい早く動くとかいっぱい本を出すっていうことじゃなくてこれを出す過程でたくさんこうおしゃべりをする早く動く代わりにおしゃべりをすることにこう価値を見出しています。
And that's really the School of Improper Education really really give that
basic or base.
Give a really new case for us to see.
That's why
knowledge
you
and
said turun katawa.
Turun ke bawah and also there's actually a third method called nyantre.
Nyantori.
Nyantre is following one master. To hone your skill, maybe on cooking, maybe on reading Al-Quran, maybe on Yeah, anything, and there's the third method that we try to do, but not necessarily have to follow with the master, but we try to know
if you need.
the connection between student and master too, and how maybe the connection doesn't have always be hierarchical. It could be your master is your friend too, something like that. It could be that soft too. So we try to do that, and gather that information by after we do that, there's one member of School of Improper Education applying the method nyantri, and then he or she or them coming back to Kunci reflecting it, and we know the stories, and that's why there's one publication. It is from all the reflection from the member of the School of Improper Education.
そのなんだっけ、ニャントリックっていう言葉もあって、それはまあ一人のメンターみたいな人についていきましょうみたいな考えもあります。ただ別にそれは絶対そうしなきゃいけないっていうわけじゃなくて、必要であればそうするようなことを言います。でこうなんか多分昨日のエースの話と似てるんですけど、プログラムを終えた人かなが、まあ、出て行ってというか外に出て行ってまた帰ってきて、その時の経験をもとにこういう出版物を作ることもあります。だそうです。多分。
Terima kasih.
It's clear, but it's clear. Sorry, my English is.
No.
Betul.
Yeah, clear. Yeah, I can understand what you said. I'm sorry, I'm not good at English actually.
Yeah. Fuck English.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, that's more or less what I can tell about Kunci.
How many kind of participants?
For this,
Yeah, for SSD.
there are two wave. For the first, maybe in total there are 40
Oh.
in total from two open call, two wave of open call. But I think there is no dropout from the school, dropout, so member can go in, go out, and I think if we can say active member for now, maybe there are 20. There are still in contact with us, or come here, hang out,
Talking
online. Maybe if we held like an online reading group, they come.
今20人40人ぐらいトータルでいて、20人ぐらいがアクティブだそうです。
Yeah, and maybe next month we plan to do another open call. So,
Wow.
Yeah. We'll see about what's other reflection will born from that.
Hey, that's nice.
I hope. We hope. Yeah.
だそうです。
You're going to Ponorogo after this.
Yes.
Cool, that's so cool. I've never been there.
Really? Yeah, little bit far from here. I think 5 hours.
Yeah.